Yes, we are back. It's always good to see you. I love it when you walk through those doors.
Yeah.
How's your summer going? You good?
Let me see what I've been. My head's all over the shop at the moment. Been touring, still on tour, gig Saturday. Been in the studio doing tunes for yous today, so I've just come straight here. Dublin Saturday.
It's a big one.
All that, well, biggish.
They're all biggish though. When it's
Well, big when I get there, yeah.
I mean, you have to sort of like look at this current tour. I think it's the biggest one that you've done since 2009, since the last Oasis one.
Right.
Like in terms of numbers sold in the UK and Ireland and stuff like that. And we got to talk about Nebworth a little bit. When you're actually on stage there during those gigs, did you have any sort of flashbacks to 96? Any feelings that came back that felt different from normal shows?
It was only different because like it was an Oasis doing it, you know what I mean? But it was... You're too busy, man, trying to, do your thing, you know what I mean? It'd be sort of going, well, I remember fucking, like... I mean, I didn't even remember it then, you know what I mean? So to be having flashbacks about it now would be... I was just on there trying to...
This is the classic thing about you, where, like, your answer is always, I don't know, I can't remember, which is the best answer in a way.
I don't know, but I don't know. And I mean, like, some people might be able to remember, but, there's a lot of fakers out there, aren't there, that apparently fucking meant to be fucking rock and roll and the big drug takers and that, but they're obviously sipping fucking... Lucasade and fucking, and fruit pastels and that. I got off my head in the 90s, and there's a lot of people with great memories from the 90s, and I just think, well, were you really that rock and rolling, mate?
It's questionable.
Well, it is, though, isn't there? There's loads of people like that, you get our kid for one, you know what I mean? They sit down, they can talk about the 90s like that, you know what I mean, for about 4 hours. Really? Was you on the fucking Persians? I don't think so, mate, because you've got a great memory, you know what I mean? So some telling lies. So I can't remember because I was getting high.
It's a great answer. It's a perfect
Well, it is, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like the people doing books and stuff like that. All these rock stars doing books, mentioning no names and that. It's like...
There's so many of them,
I wouldn't have a clue how to write a book. Not because of the writing, but the memory and all that. And even Keith Richards, obviously he's done drugs, but I don't know, man. They're all full of shit, I think. So, no, I can't remember. Don't want to remember. So I got on that stage that night.
Can you remember how you celebrated this one?
Right, so the first night... We got off because my mum was with me, so she wasn't at the last one, so I behaved the first night. The second night, I think we were the last ones on I think we didn't leave till, I think it was a Saturday or Sunday. We didn't leave the venue, the site, we were the last ones there anyway, me, Debbie and a few others.
Straight through crew.
And just having a nice time and that, you know what I mean? And, but yeah, no, I mean, the crowd was just as good.
Was it?
Yeah, I felt so, yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, not like that I was going around psychoanalyzing it, but when the songs are up and running, everyone was going nuts, you know what I mean, I think.
You must get certain feelings when you're on stage. I mean, you see videos, what's that big one that Oasis did in 2009 in South America? The video for that is insane. The video for Main Road is insane.
In Boca Juniors, yeah.
You must... Even though you do millions of gigs, there must be certain ones where like the atmosphere is different.
Well, you can tell when people are into it. Obviously with new songs and that, they don't really get into it. But as long as they're listening, man. But no, anyway, Nebworth was mega. And I'm glad it got it done and that. But I'm still a bit wrecked from it, you know what I mean? My head's like, fucking, like, just, where do we go here now, you know what I mean? But like you say, we go to Dublin, we go and do that. And then I think after that, we got Cardiff and then South America. That'll be a fucking wreck. Or an head wreck, you know what I mean?
That John Squire tweet that you put out just around Nebworth about the supergroup.
Yeah.
Serious tweet?
Yeah, serious, man. But I mean, I've got things to do first and he's got things to clear up and that. But yeah, we're definitely going to do something at some point.
So you've actually had the conversation a little bit?
Maybe, yeah. We probably did that in Nebworth and that, I think, if I can remember anything about it. But no, there's talk about something, you know what I mean? Maybe, like, you know what I mean? But no rush, you know what I mean? He's my man, I love him, you know what I mean? So if he's got any tunes that need singing, I'm the boy, mate.
I mean, I was thinking about it. Would that be a new band or would it be a solo thing would it be Liam Gallagher and John Squire? Would you give it a name?
I don't know, mate. It'd probably be just that, but then there'd have to be a few other members involved, you know what I mean? But we'll see, man.
When you're on stage on these massive shows, which is where you always wanted to be, post Oasis, it was always a thing of you saying, well, I want to be headlining. Well, no,
because when Oasis, we were big, you know what I mean? And they got the rug pulled from us because of Noel's little fucking tantrums and his bullshit people that is around him that tell lies and that. And then they pull the wool over people's eyes for a bit. And I think people now have sort of come round to thinking like, it's not him that was a snide, you know what I mean? So then, I don't know, you know, I mean, I connect with the fans, you know what I mean? Or the people and that I'm constantly like, so, obviously the music's decent, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's the best thing ever, but it's decent. But I think people sort of people can see where I'm coming from. You know what I mean?
I like this record though, man. I've liked all three of them, but this one in particular, it's been what is it, like 3 months now. I like how weird it is. I like how out there it is.
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
Would you do that again? Would you go further in direction, or in that direction? Do you think you're taking it as far as you can?
No, I'm a sucker for. I mean, we've just been in the studio now doing what we've been doing and that for years and that, and we've done a cover of that "Don't Want to Be a Soldier" by John Lennon, and little Barry's on there, and it's proper naughty, like rock and roll, like. But you know what I mean? I'm glad we've done like this album that we've done, because it's a little bit different, but. There's not a lot of guitars on this record, which is upsetting me. You know what I mean? I just want to do a fucking out-and-out guitar record. And I think the next one will be like that whenever we get around to doing it.
Too Good for Giving Up. This version of it, how have you changed it up?
No, it's similar, but I kind of like this version.
Why?
I don't know.
You literally just finished it today?
Because Barry's on it, and Barry's shit hot. You know what I mean? Barry wasn't on the original.
This is what I mean by all the players you got. You've got amazing songwriters that you work with who obviously bring great stuff out of you. Live, you've got great people around you as well. There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah. And obviously, all the guitarists we've got in the band now, they're all good in that, but I hope Barry's on another level, man. He's really good. So, this version is good.
What would happen? Obviously, Barry is technically replacing Bonehead or standing in. Bonehead's ill at the moment, which he's spoken about a little bit. Have you had any updates on anything like that?
He's just doing his recovery, isn't he? Like, just sitting at home. I think he started having proper food now, but yeah, man, shit, innit?
Scary stuff.
Yeah, man. That's why you got to enjoy yourself.
I mean, it's lovely seeing you and him on stage together because you get that heart and soul of Oasis immediately just by you two being together.
No, totally, man.
I think that's a smart move, kind of bringing him back into the fold.
But then little Barry, I think, will end up going carry on doing his stuff and that, because that's what he does and that. But it's always nice. It's always nice to have him in the little black book, you know what I mean? And just, say, look, are you busy? No, I am busy. All right. Are you busy? No, I'm not busy. Right, well, come over here then and help us out. So
he's a good dude.
He is. He's like signing. For me, I said it was like signing Ronaldo.
Yeah, man.
Because everyone else went everyone else went, give everyone else a bit of a lift, you know what I mean?
You can hear it as well in the tunes. Like, he doesn't have to solo over everything. He just needs to do what you demand of him, and he does it perfectly.
He's amazing, man. So, these versions are a little bit different, not too different, but I'm excited about the Don't Want to Be a Soldier on that sound. This sounds mega. It sounds a bit... Yeah, anyway, you wait to hear it. It sounds good, man.
I'm loving your voice at the moment, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just...
My speaking voice or my singing?
Your speaking voice is great, but your singing voice is, it's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. Have you watched those videos on YouTube where people get the live clips and they say the evolution of so-and-so's voice? You've seen them, and you can see, like, it's you singing Wonderwall in 95, 2000, 2005. Yeah. People love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the main thing for me is like, obviously, I smoke and I drink and I get involved, unlike some fucking rock stars. And I've been doing that since I was 14, 15. I might have had 6 months off a couple of years ago for a breather, but I'm normally drinking and smoking and whatever.
The one breather in the last 25 years.
I have had 6 months off in the last 30. So my voice will change, and it will change over years anyway, you know what I mean? But it's all about in there, you know what I mean? It's like as soon as that mic opens, soon that mic's there, and you go to put your stamp on it. If you feel it there, you know what I mean, and it's coming out, if it's lethargic coming out of there, and it's like just you've got to really fight for it, then it's time to pack it in. In there is a like 17-year-old, 16-year-old lunatic, you know what I mean? Ready to pounce, you know, my soul, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My singing soul. And obviously there's days when you have bad days, and he turns into a 90-year-old and it's just not happening and that. But majority of it, I'm pleased with how my voice is, man.
I mean, it's amazing. You're 50 this year. To be able to scream it out like that on stage.
That's it. And I'm going to do more of that as well. A lot of people go, oh, stop screaming.
Why?
Well, it's not screaming.
Well, because they're worried because you can lose it or something.
Well, no, they're obviously like, you know, little fannies, aren't they? That into it being like, you know, you don't sing Slide Away when you've got Marshall amps and a full band and all that, and you've got 80,000 people singing on top of you. You can't get away with going, slide away, give it up. I can do that for you, but you're going to have to remove everyone and turn them amps down and that. But so if you want that kind of thing, you're going to have to go and see the other fella, you know what I mean? But I sing like my life depends on it. And if it's a bit too much for people, then move on.
I just like how much you've clearly kind of worked out your routine for The Voice as well. And I've seen the clip with you and the tea and all that stuff.
Yeah, I haven't done that for ages though. I've changed that now. That's gone.
What is it now?
It's half a bottle of brandy before I go on. Oh, yeah. I've kind of backed it off now, but like the last year I've been walloping the brandy with honey and hot water and going on a little bit.
So someone at some point saw that clip and was like, you could actually do that with alcohol. Yeah. And you're like, really? Bring it on.
Yeah, no, I've been getting a bit battered on stage recently, just...
What's it actually like when you're battered on stage in front of 50,000 people?
Not battered as much.
When you have a wobble though, and you're kind of like, wait, what's going on?
Not battered, just I wouldn't say nerves, you know what I mean? But I think as you get older, you do get a little bit more, you're not as cocksure, you know what I mean? So like I've been having a brandy just to chill me out a bit. And as you get on there, then you sort of think, you're out about the 7th song or the 6th song, you're thinking, it's actually all right, this man, I have another one. And then by the time the 8th song comes in, by the time you've done your 20th song, you've done a bottle.
You can't remember anything.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so like, yeah, but then now I've chilled out. Now towards the last couple of gigs, I've been going, I need to chill out maybe, you know what I mean? You don't want to be getting dependent on going on stage with alcohol. And I don't normally drink before I go on. I haven't done for years, so I've sort of got back into drinking before I go on. But I think it makes for a bit of a leery gig, but just all in moderation, you know what I mean?
Can we talk a little bit about Taylor Hawkins for a little bit? Because what were your memories of him? Right,
so I've met him a few times, obviously, and we've had a couple of drinks and stuff and hung out and stuff, but never really, I wouldn't say I was his best mate or nowhere near one of his closest mates and that, but we'd always have a bit of banter and that, and hang out and that. He'd always send me texts in the middle of the night and I'd send him stuff and, you're a little bit tipsy and that. But
it's crazy news though, isn't it?
I know and I've got him on my phone and that. Like he used to always really call me and that, going, "Oh, you're the greatest." I'm like, I know, and all that. Like we've got to do gigs and stuff. And then I think the last one was he was in the back of a motor with, I think it was a guitarist,
Chris.
Yeah, and I think they were out that way when it happened, and that just going, "Oh, we've got to do gigs. You're amazing," and all that. So I was at home, pottering around the house, tidying up and stuff. And then I heard they got up the next day and I heard the news. I was like, what on the Sky News? I went, and I ran up to Debbie. I went, you got to come and check this out. I'm seeing things, and then it had happened. But sad, man.
Did you speak to anyone in that circle? You reach out to anyone?
No, I text Dave and all that, just saying, look, you know what I mean? But you got to say your bit, aren't you? And sort of like, you know what I mean? But then you got to just get out and, aren't you? You know what I mean? Let them get on with it, you know what I mean? Let them do their thing, because like I said, I wasn't not in their circle as much, but it's nice.
It's going to be emotional, quite weird, that gig, I think.
Yeah, man, but I think it'll be a mega, man. I'm the one of them kind of people, like, look, you got to celebrate, but obviously it's there to be celebrated. Obviously I'm not his family, and that'd be emotional for his family, it'd be emotional for everyone else. But in times like that, you've just got to fucking go big, aren't you, man? Do you know what I mean?
Is there anything in your mind when stuff like that happens, it's really close to home, where you think, fucking hell, man, me and Noel, it's been over a decade, what are we doing? We're not going to be around forever.
Yeah. But I've got plans for him in the next life, you know what I mean? So I don't want to spoil him too much now, you know what I mean?
You're going to be there, up there, down there, whatever.
But no, it is sad, and you know what I mean? And people, but just what more? He knows the drill, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go around there begging your ass, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, there is definitely, as you get older, you start sort of thinking, maybe I should just chill out, or maybe I should just go full throttle and get completely off my tits. Do you know what I mean? But no, it is, as you get older, you do feel a bit more, whatever it is.
I was wondering, would you ever bring Songbird back into the live sets?
Not really, no. I don't think so.
Because it's too related to that time?
Maybe, yeah, but who knows, man? I know people like it, but no, we'll see.
So the way that these records have gone now, this is the process that you like, kind of hooking up with these people.
Yeah, man, I'm never going to do it on my own, man. That's not, even if I could, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I can't, I'm not that, what's the word for it? I'm not that, not good. I'm not that good either, but I need more help, you know what I mean, with people.
But this is it, you say you're not that good, but I'm out of time, I'm not that Songbird, and you get great songs.
Yeah, no, but I'm not that regular, you know what I mean? And plus, I'm not that kind of person that sits at home just with a guitar trying to write a song, you know what I mean? I've got other things going on in my life. I'm not like one of them committed songwriters that's sitting there looking for the greatest song, you know what I mean? I'm quite happy some motherfucker do it and I'll sing it, you know what I mean? And put it in the back of the net. But then once I get into it, you know what I mean? I have periods where I don't put the guitar down, and I have periods where I just look at it and go, you fucking looking at it. I'm not that kind of dependent on it, you know what I mean?
Can you play many Oasis songs on guitar?
No, I can't play any Oasis.
Really?
I can only play what I do.
You've never been tempted to just play like
Can't even play Wonderwall. Can't even play Wonderwall,
really?
Mate. Yeah, mate, I can't even get my head round that. I could just play what I play.
Can we talk like John Lennon before we play this song, which is an exclusive? I know obviously you've been asked about John Lennon a billion times, you've spoken about it, but why is he so important to you?
I don't know, man. Voice. I mean, where I was at the time, growing up, shit going down with family, you know what I mean? That's it, man. I just got sucked in by the Beatles and then got more sucked in by him, more than George Harrison, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, you know what I mean? I don't know, it was his voice, I guess. Yeah, so that was it. His voice was beautiful and it was angry and all that. That was good.
It is weird though, because people tend to be more McCartney or more Lennon.
Yeah, growing up,
they're
though,
very
I mean,
different,
when I was
aren't
younger, it was like, fuck McCartney now. But as I get older and like, you mellow out a bit, you sort of sit there and go, you know what, actually, I mean, even though you knew that he wrote great songs and that, you sort of, you know, there's a lot of more respect for him because he's still here, still doing it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they're all mega.
We played Too Good for Giving Up earlier on as part of this Apple Music Home session. We're going to close out by playing another exclusive song that Liam's just recorded for us and everybody on Apple Music. This is a John Lennon cover. I Don't Want to Be a Soldier, Mama. I Don't Want to Die. Why this song, Liam?
Don't know, I've always liked it and I always thought I'd better do a good job, and I do. It sounds mega. I think it's better than the original.
Have you changed it up?
Chilled it out a bit more, you know what I mean? Not put like, it's more like congas and stuff, so it's a bit more like, it's a bit like T-Rex-y kind of vibe.
Oh, nice.
A bit more groovy in that and like less winging it. I feel like he's winging it on this and it's a bit all over the shop. We sort of tightened up a bit and I think it's a bit more, it's good, but it's a bit more, it's cool, man. You'd have to, yeah, it's good.
Let's play it now for the first time anyway. This is Liam Gallagher covering John Lennon on Apple Music 1. Got to wrap it up, Liam. Thank you very much for coming in.